Hey, Bodacious Beast, welcome back to my channel. My name is ScottyAllenDay. Late last night, when we were all in bed, I was listening to a podcast debate on that site that makes you twitch. You know, Twitch. Yeah, the one that you see the girl in the bikini that dives into a kiddie pool and all that other good stuff. People playing games and music, and you know that. You should know what I'm talking about. But anyways, there were 5 folks. Heaven forbid if I name a gender, I will be kicked from here to the moon. So I'll just say folks and just cover all grounds. Now, they were talking about active imaginations. You know, kids to have imaginary friends, playing with die-cast cars, making something out of Play-Doh, and they're saying it was a mental disability. I'm using my notes today. It just took a lot of thought while I was listening to this. It was a live debate. I couldn't play it back. I had to keep notes while I kept on going. So I've got what I have here. There was a lot more that was enough to make you puke, because a lot of the stuff that they were talking about was gibberish and pure bona fide nonsense. So the thing is, they was talking about somebody having an imagination or brainstorming or creative thinking, and they were claiming it as a mental disability. And I'm saying, and then if you're looking at the chat logs are scrolling 100 miles a minute. There had to have been at least 5 or 600 people on there, or more. But there was a few times that they said, mental disability? Why would it be a mental disability? What kind of a disability is it? And they wouldn't respond. But I'll get back to this in just a second. I got a lot of stuff I want to be able to cover until I get to the end. So, it was talking about kids that had an active imagination, you know, imaginary friends. They played with die-cast cars. They played with action figures, but they said dolls were okay. They said it was okay for a girl or a child to pretend that they are a mommy or a daddy playing with the doll. And I said, okay. And, you know, they said if they played with an action figure, then they have a mental disability which it creates and causes racism and bigotry and all that stuff because they're playing with an action figure. I'm like, what the heck? And then they started talking about adults that do reenactments and do make-believe war games and play paintball and play with airsoft instead of real bullets, that they all have mental disabilities. And then they talked about kids that do made-up reenactments during play, like cops and robbers or family or GIs or something like that. And they said it creates toxicity and poor mental health. And I'm like, whoa, huh, what? I did all that when I was a kid. That means I must be mentally insane. Good. They're coming to take me away. Ha! They're coming to take me away. Ooh, yeah, ooh, ah. I guess they should come and take me away. But that's what they said. If you had an imagination, if you brainstormed, if you did creative writing, or even if you sat down and wrote a book, and I said, this has to be satire. But why are they talking about it on a platform this big and they have so many people in there? I said, this has to be satire. And they said, well, if you read Harry Potter and it puts you in an imaginary world of magic, and we all know the magic doesn't exist, then you have to be crazy in some way. I'm like, huh? No way. Absolutely no way. And then they said, daydreaming is also a sign of poor mental health. It's a sign of your thinking ability degrading, and you are going mentally crazy. And then the other gal said that yeah, daydreaming is fake and false, and you're actually lying to yourself, so you're creating poor mental health, and you shouldn't daydream. And they also talked about when people were talking about a dream that they had while they were asleep. And I was like, a dream that we had? So if we had a nightmare and we talked about it with our spouse, that we're mentally sick? Or if they talked about where we would like to go for vacation, and then we don't go on the vacation because of some reason, that we have a mental problem. And they said anything that is false and imaginary out there is poor mental health. And I'm like, so all this fake news is done by crazy people in insane asylums? Or a guy that's dreaming about getting that sports car that he's always wanted to get, and he saves and saves and saves for it, and then all of a sudden cancer strikes, and he's got to pay the bills off, and he can't afford to get the car now because of a health condition. So now they're saying that he's mentally crazy. Or they're talking about one kid that dreams of making a hydrogen-powered motorcycle that could go from here to that could go from Seattle to Key West only on water. Not driving it on water, driving it on land. And he describes it to his classmates, and he writes reports on it and all that. And they're not going to call him crazy then. But then what if he grows up and he actually does it and creates one of the first motorcycles they run on water, and he'll be able to drive it on land all the way down to Key West? Was he crazy then, or was he a genius? So basically, a lot of the things that they were talking about was people that are authors, people that invent stuff, people that create items, and people that do creativity are all just a bunch of mental nut jobs. I'm still trying to get this whole thing done. That's about all the notes I had. I mean, I watched this podcast for about 20 minutes, and I had to stop. It was just a whole bunch of gibberish, and then the comments were still going. And people were using super chats to say, hey, wait a minute. What are we talking about here? And I had another friend of mine was watching it and trying to keep notes for me, and then eventually the podcast was taken down. But it seemed like it was so satire, and they weren't responding to any of the comments. And it was just so bad that it actually felt like it was a recorded podcast that this site was playing just to make money. And I kind of wanted to talk about it because, you know, it's people making up fake stuff that feels like it's real to create another crisis. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit today. If I can be able to find the podcast again, if I can be able to find the recording again, I'll post it in the description. If anybody's seen this podcast, let me know where I can be able to find it, because I'd like to watch it all the way through, take more detailed notes. I was kind of doing it on my lunch hour, and I was scrolling around on my phone, and I found this podcast, and I watched it for about 20 minutes, wasted my precious lunch break, and I had enough. I turned it off, and when I came back to my second break, it was already gone. So, drop me a comment in the comment section below what you think about this. If you think it's true, let me know. If you don't think it's true, let me know. If you know where I can be able to find this podcast. It was 5 people. Two of them I could have had dinglings, and 3 of them could have had tacos. That was pretty much what I was talking about. 2 dinglings and 3 tacos, but I could be wrong. I just call them folks because I don't want to end up getting any trouble. but that's what it looked like to me. So let me know in the comment section below if you guys know who this podcast is, so I can be able to try and find them. If you like this video, please like the video, share the video. It'll be something fun for people to watch. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video. Until next time, keep on rocking. It's a beautiful morning, that's why I was looking around. Have a nice day.